مشاهدينا في كل مكان اهلا بيكم. احنا معاكم النهارده داخل سفاره جمهوريه غواتيمالا لدى جمهوريه مصر العربيه. لقائنا اليوم مع سعاده السفير جورج دي لاروش سفير جمهوريه غواتيمالا لدى جمهوريه مصر العربيه، ولقائنا اليوم عن ابرز المحطات الدبلوماسيه الخاصه بسعاده السفير وايضا عن عادات وتقاليد الشعب الغواتيمالي. فابقوا معنا وتابعونا. مشاهدينا في كل مكان اهلا بيكم. احنا معاكم النهارده في ضيافه سعاده السفير جورج دي لاروش سفير دوله غواتيمالا لدى جمهوريه مصر العربيه. Your Excellency, please allow me first to thank you so much for this interview.
Please, thank you very much for having me. It's an honor.
Your Excellency, at the beginning, we would like to know more about your diplomatic stations before coming to Egypt. So, can you please tell us more about it?
Thank you, with pleasure. I entered the Guatemalan Foreign Service in 1996. And my first posting abroad was in Warsaw, Poland. At the time, it was a very interesting posting. We had just opened our embassy there, and we were looking to outreach in eastern part of Europe. I was there for 4 years as a second secretary, ending up as a first secretary with consular duties. We were promoting tourism, coffee as a destination. Then I was sent to the Netherlands to open our embassy in The Hague. The Hague is the seat of the International Court of Justice, and at the time we were reopening the case of our claim, territorial, insular, and maritime, on Belize. And it was important for us to have an embassy close to the International Court of Justice. By the way, that case is being peacefully resolved at the ICJ right now between the government of Guatemala and the government of Belize. I was there posted for a year, and from there I was sent to Washington, D.C., where I was for 7 years. 7 years, a long time. I served there as a first secretary, as a counselor, as a minister counselor, and as chargé d'affaires of the embassy. In 2008, I was sent to Canada, to Ottawa, as my first posting as ambassador. A very enjoyable posting, a lot of bilateral cooperation and relations between Canada and Guatemala, all very positive, and it was a nice experience, very cold, mind you. After Canada, I was sent to India to be Guatemala's first resident ambassador in New Delhi. A wonderful experience. India really is a whole variety of countries in one country, and a wonderful experience. I opened the embassy, and I was in India, in New Delhi, for 3 years. Again, promoting Guatemala as a destination, commercially, culturally, etc. It was quite an interesting experience, because being Guatemala's first resident ambassador in New Delhi, I had an open page. I had a blank page that I could do whatever I wanted, and work sort of fell on my lap. Very interesting. After being in India for 3 years, I was sent back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to be Director General of bilateral relations for Guatemala and the world. Fantastically interesting position. I was traveling the world. I seem to have been living for 1.5 years on a plane. Opened our embassy in Morocco, for example, in Turkey, and we did a lot of important work, a lot of MOUs with many countries. We, again, also with Egypt, and it was a fascinating, fascinating position. After being Director General at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I was sent to be ambassador in Belize City, which was probably the most challenging position I've ever had because of our territorial, insular, and maritime claim we have over that territory. I was there for almost 3 years, and it was a very interesting posting, very interesting. I was commissioner for the bilateral joint commission to implement 13 bilateral agreements between Guatemala and the government of Belize, and we oversaw 2 referendums to be able to take our claim to the International Court of Justice. After that, I went to Sweden. I was sent to Sweden to be ambassador in Stockholm, covering all Nordic and Baltic countries. That's 7 in total, including Norway, Denmark, Finland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Fantastic posting. After that, I've been blessed to be sent here to Egypt, where I'm having a fantastic time. Your people are beautiful, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
What a career. Your Excellency, that's a big, full career all over the world, but I think this is the first one in the Middle East, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
What do you expect to see the difference? In what field exactly?
Thank you. Yes, after 30 years in the Foreign Service, Guatemala's Foreign Service, this is my first posting in the Middle East. And it's very interesting because it's not as different as I expected. It's not as different as I expected. I think because Egypt is such a welcoming country, such a modern country, so open to foreigners, and it's been a wonderful experience for myself, for my wife, and my family. It's been really good. Thank you.
We hear that Your Excellency already have been here in Egypt, but as a tourist, you came and you visited Egypt and went all around. Is this right?
Yes, correct. My dear childhood friend from boarding school, El Din Khalil, brought me here, invited me here 42 years ago, and gave me the grand tour of Egypt. We visited Luxor, Aswan, we did the Nile cruise, we visited Alexandria, of course the pyramids, Saqqara. Back then there wasn't the Gem Museum, but we visited the other museum. And it was a fantastic time. In fact, I always tell my friends and everybody that one of the best breakfasts I had was here in El Cairo with Salah's aunt at his home. Delicious, and lovely coffee also. Thank you.
Your Excellency, now we would like to know more about Guatemala, the country. Can you tell us about its place on the map and also the natural resources that distinguish the country?
Thank you. Guatemala is the northernmost country in Central America. Keep in mind that the American continent is divided by North America, which ends with Mexico in the south, Central America, and South America. Back in the day, Guatemala used to be most of what is today Central America. But today it is a land with 2 oceans. Egypt has 2 seas. We have 2 oceans. Our land mass is around 100,000 square kilometers, so we are 1/10 the size of Egypt. However, we have many microclimates. So if you want a little bit of desert with cactus, we have that. If you want beaches with palm trees, we have that. If you want jungle with monkeys and so forth, we have that. And if you want beautiful mountains with conifers, with cypress trees, we have a mountain range that is 4,000 meters high. So it's a land of variety. We have 36 volcanoes, of which 25 are active, 3 are continuously active, and this is a big tourist attraction. It's a mega diverse land. Our position commercially gives us an opening because we're close, we're neighbors with Mexico. And it's really a beautiful country. I invite everyone to come and visit Guatemala. It's a beautiful, beautiful country.
And Sir, what can you tell us about the people, their traditions, and also we'd like to know more about their heritage?
Thank you. Guatemala's population now is about 18 million people, so we're the most populous nation in Central America. Indeed, in that whole region, including the Caribbean also. The ethnicities, we have indigenous Mayas, Cachiquel, and other ethnicities. Traditions, we have three UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Antigua, Guatemala, the old capital, the Spanish capital that was built in 1548. And that was the capital for Central America for many, many centuries. We also have Tikal, which is the old Mayan center, started to be built around 600 before Christ. And the Jaguar Pyramid, I think, was built around 300 when Christ existed. We also have Quirigua, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, these are beautiful stela, Mayan stela on the border with Honduras. Our people, traditions, very much like you, we are very warm people. We always say hello. We like to share. Our food is very important to us. If I can compare, for example, you eat baladi with food. We have something very similar, a tortilla. It's made of corn, and we also put black beans in it. We have several other dishes, similar to what you all would like to consider koshari, which you eat a lot of. We have also some similar dishes. Our ethnicities, our population are divided. I would say about 50% are indigenous, and 50% are European descent, roughly. We speak Spanish and other languages also, Mayan language.
about handcrafts? What are the most important handcrafts that Guatemalans people are very good at or popular with it?
Thank you. We have many handcrafts, and you can see we have some here. These are the famous worry dolls. These are worry dolls, a Mayan tradition. You put this underneath your pillow, and you think about your worries at night, and in the morning your worries are gone. Guaranteed. We also have, of course, the friendship bracelets.
Those are handmade, right?
This is all handmade.
Those are
yes,
handmade.
This is handmade. This is a little. Oh, thank you.
All this.
This is the Ark of Antigua Guatemala. This was built in 1750s, roughly. A friendship bracelet, which I'm happy to give to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Please, please.
Pleasure.
The handicrafts, we have a lot of jade. Guatemala is one of the only countries in the world where we have large deposits of jade. Rose jade, green jade, and black jade. And this is worked by people, especially ladies, especially women. And the jade used to be a sacred stone for the ancient Olmecs and the Mayas. We also have a lot of textiles. Backstrap looming that dates back to 2000 BC. We have lovely blouses, like the blouse you're wearing, but made with colors. For example, this is one here. You can see these colors here. This is called the guipil, and this is something that
it's
are
also
traditional.
Handmade,
made with a backstrap loom. This is something that's very famous. We also have a lot of pottery that is sold to tourists and abroad. And I would say that the handicraft sector of industry is the second largest employer after agriculture. I would like to mention three very important traditions in Guatemala. One of them is during Easter, Holy Week. And in the city of Antigua, which used to be the ancient capital of the Spanish Empire for all of Central America, as I mentioned, big, long rugs made of sawdust are colored and meticulously laid on the cobbled stones. On top of these rugs, processions happen with people carrying a statue of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, etc. This happens throughout the whole week, the Holy Week of Easter, and it's beautiful. Reservations have to be made 3 years in advance to obtain a hotel room to be able to presence them. It is one of the most important traditions we have in Guatemala, and it's also been recognized by UNESCO as Patrimony of Heritage, Cultural Heritage. Another one very important are the flying of giant kites. By the way, I have noticed that here in Cairo, in Egypt in general, you all like flying kites. We do too. Ours are giant kites, almost 40 meters wide. You might ask yourself, how is it possible that a kite so big can fly? Well, they do. They fly them on the edge of a mountain, and this amalgamates ancient Mayan traditions, communicating with the ancestors in the heavens with Catholicism and Christianity, because they are flown on the 1st of November, which is All Saints' Day. This is also a very, very important Guatemalan tradition. Alongside that tradition, also on the 1st of November, we eat a special food, a special salad called fiambre. Fiambre is a mixture of up to 30 different condiments: cold cuts, meats, sausages, vegetables, cheeses, etc. They're all cold, and it's eaten only once a year, fiambre. You can have it in a purple sauce or in a white sauce. It's delicious. You should try it. Look it up on YouTube, see how it's made. Another very important tradition is the dance of the bull, la danza del torito. And this is a very important also. It's a mixture of ancient Mayan traditions with Spanish. And it involves a person putting on a suit of a bull made of wood with fireworks in it, and then dances around and wards off evil spirits. This is carried out on several occasions throughout the year. Could be Easter, could be the summer solstice, could be in the winter, and it's done differently in different villages. but it's very, very important also, the dance of the bull. Alongside that, there are other. For example, on the 7th of December, we have the burning of the devil, and everybody outside lights a big bonfire and gets rid of evil spirits. The 7th of December is a symbolic date, and we can talk about that later.
That's great, that's great. Sarah, I would like now to ask about the industry sector and the trading of Guatemala. Can you tell us about it, what distinguishes it?
Thank you very much. Yes, it's important to realize that because of our geographic location, we are blessed. We are very close to one of the largest markets in the world, the US, and we're right next door to Mexico, which is one of the largest markets in Latin America. We have access with ports on the Atlantic Ocean, and we have access on ports on the Pacific Ocean. About 40% of our trade is done with the US, 40%. And about 40% of our trade is done within Central American countries, which is important. Another 5% of our trade is done with Mexico and Canada, another 5% with the European Union, and the rest with the rest of the world. We have 17 free trade agreements. We have 19 investment agreements, and these have all facilitated goods coming in and flowing out of Guatemala. Our GDP is about $230 billion. Our GDP per capita is about $13,000, which is quite large. We are the largest economy in Central America. We have the most developed capital city in Central America, and it's really, we strive to attract foreign direct investment. Recently, we have just concreted a free trade agreement with Peru and with South Korea, and we hope our trade with Asian markets will consolidate. What do we trade? We trade coffee, we trade textiles, we trade agricultural goods like bananas. To Egypt, we sell coffee, we sell cardamom. A lot of the cardamom you consume here comes from Guatemala. When you think of cardamom, when you have cardamom here, think of me, think of Guatemala. What else? We have also technology. We have a growing technology sector. 14% of our GDP is done in vehicle manufacture and repairs. 14%. 10% financial services, 7% construction, 5% real estate, and so forth. It's a dynamic economy.
My final question to you, Your Excellency, please tell us more about the role of women in Guatemala.
Thank you very much. A very important question indeed. I would say about half the population are women. They play a very important role not only in the workforce, but in society also. I would say they are the glue that keep families together and educate children. More and more responsibility, they are taking more responsibility in different sectors, whether it be in government also. We have many ladies present in the government as ambassadors, parliamentarians, etc. And also, as I said, in the economic sector. Microloans are especially successful in the hands of women.
Your Excellency, I would like again to tell you thank you so much for the interview, and please allow us to have another interview to talk about the history of relation between Egypt and Guatemala.
Thank you. With pleasure.
مشاهدينا في كل مكان، وبكده انتهى لقائنا مع سعادة السفير جورج دي لاروش سفير دولة غواتيمالا لدى جمهورية مصر العربية. على وعد بلقاء آخر نستكمل فيه حوارنا مع سعادة السفير، ولكن في الحلقة القادمة. شكرا لحسن متابعتكم وإلى اللقاء.